as women, we don't take up the space that we should because we feel like, oh, well, maybe this isn't a space for me, or maybe this isn't something I should be doing. I know I have definitely felt that, but I think it's important.
Can you say your name, your major, and then like what you're involved in?
Yes. Hello. My name is Sydney Smith. I am a junior studying psychology, and I am currently involved with Panhellenic Executive Council. I am a peer educator for the GEC. I serve as Gamify's Diversity Inclusivity Chair, and I am a member of the High School Leadership Conference on the Recruitment Committee. I definitely think being a woman plays into involvement, especially at OU. There are so many times where, women, as women, we don't take up the space that we should because we feel like, oh, well, maybe this isn't a space for me, or maybe this isn't something I should be doing. I know I have definitely felt that, but I think it's important to remember that we're not going to progress unless women are in the room. We're not, women need to be in these places where decisions are being made. As RBG said, like, women belong in all places where decisions are being made. Um, and it's just really important to remember that.
I mean, is there more women on camera than anything else? Is like most journalism's majors, the women are in front of the camera?
I was about to say, I'd say in broadcast journalism, I would say it's 60-40, around that ratio for that women to men. And then print, uh, 70-30 men. I feel like there's a lot more guys that are doing print journalism than girls. Because I think in the newsroom, the newsroom's pretty diverse, but I still think there's majority men. But yeah. I think that my opinion on whether OU has enough like women in leadership roles is slightly kind of biased, considering like my background, because I was raised wherever my mom was a very powerful woman on campus and still holds a leadership position as faculty, and then my sister, her 4 years, had multiple leadership roles too. So I'm slightly biased, and I want to say yes, just based off of my family. But I mean, I I think that overall, like, there's a decent amount, but I don't think I'm in a position where I can say there's enough or not enough. But obviously, women are incredible leaders. Just looking at the ones in my family and the ones I've got to meet through my involvement and through my co's in Camp Crimson.
I have learned to have confidence in myself, honestly. I've learned that whenever you're making decisions and you are in a leadership position, it's so important to be confident in the decisions that you're making, and remember your why is the biggest thing that I've probably learned is, why are you doing this? Why are you motivated to make this decision? Like, why are you making this choice? Well, I've seen a Black girl who looks like me do this. And that's kind of my why, is I want to make sure that the people who come after me, that I'm laying the groundwork for them to be as successful as they possibly can be, whether that be like with Pan President and the president who comes after me, or with HSLC, with anything. I want to lay the groundwork so that the people who come after me can just build off of it and make all of these organizations in OU just a better place.
With President Joe Haruz and then Dr. Surratt and the Dean of Students, I think they have really tried to push more, like, a more diverse campus, and I think they have done a good job. I think it's made it more diverse since whenever like they took the job. But I would say, I mean, there's obviously still room to go. Like, there's still a lot of improvements to be made, because while we have made improvements, we're still a campus that has had a racist incident multiple times. In my 5 semesters here, we've probably had at least one a semester, and I think just showing that, it shows that there's a lot of room for improvement and diversity. And not just that, I think it's just in certain organizations on campus, there's a mindset of not being diverse, and that mindset has been there since they were founded, and that's been like encouraged to change, but it hasn't actually been forced to change. And so I feel like a lot of people within those are still pushing the very wrong mindset of being like diverse is wrong, essentially. And so I feel like you have to fix those organizations to actually make campus as a whole diverse. But I do believe we're taking steps and we're slowly moving in that direction.
Like on one note, it's like super exciting, but on the other note, it's like almost like, wow, it took that long. Like, why is it now? Like,
Yeah.
what do you think about that?
Right. It's definitely one of those things where it's like, we're in 2020, like, why am I the first Black pan president? Why is Alex the first Black vice president of SGA? You know, but I think it's an honor that I get to serve in this position. And I really do see it that way. I see it as service. I see it as it's my job to uplift and empower these women within the Panhellenic community as to the best of my ability. And it gives me a lot of hope for the future of Panhellenic that, you know, I do get to serve as the first Black pan president, and it really makes me feel good knowing that women of color coming through recruitment next year will be able to see a Black person leading this like predominantly white group and saying, okay, like maybe there's a space for me here, and okay, maybe that makes me feel a little bit better. So that's kind of how I feel